All right, good morning. Let's reset the Brandon Aiyuk situation for those of you who weren't paying close attention last night. And even if you were paying close attention, I understand that it got convoluted, could be a little confusing. So I think that a nice, good, brief reset is in order. As of right now, the New England Patriots and the Cleveland Browns both have trade frameworks agreed to with the 49ers for Brandon Aiyuk's services. However, both of those frameworks are contingent on Brandon Aiyuk agreeing to play on a new long-term deal with either of those two teams. And based on all our information, Brandon Aiyuk doesn't want to play for the Browns or the Patriots, so it would take a change of heart for that to happen. A couple other teams, including the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Washington Commanders, might be of more interest to Brandon Aiyuk. However, the Pittsburgh Steelers fell out of the running, or at least are currently out of the running, because they won't meet the 49ers asking price. And the Washington Commanders, with their GM Adam Peters, formerly of the 49ers, have withdrawn from contention because apparently they also are not interested in meeting the 49ers asking price. So 4 teams, 2 of them have reached an agreement with the 49ers, but have not reached an agreement with Brandon Aiyuk. And hell, maybe the Steelers can get back involved in this if they change their minds and decide to offer the 49ers more. But that's the big thing here. The 49ers can and should be asking for a lot because it's still early in the calendar. They have no incentive other than an emotional one, if the emotional one is at play, to move off of Aiyuk on August 6th. They have him under contract for 2024, and unless they get a trade return that they're blown away by, an impact player to help their Super Bowl chances and not make them worse this year, plus picks on top of that, unless they get that kind of return, then it doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense for the 49ers. It is entirely possible, and we need to underline this part, that Brandon Aiyuk re-signs with San Francisco. You cannot rule that out. In fact, the 49ers could just be bluffing here. We've seen bluffs and feints all over. This could be a bluff from the 49ers saying, hey, we want you to sign. And they're not saying it out loud, obviously, but I think that we can read some of this strategy through the grapevine. They want Brandon Aiyuk to sign. They want it to happen sooner rather than later because they want to avoid the damage of a prolonged holdout or hold in. They can start fining Brandon Aiyuk this weekend if he can't play in the preseason game against the Tennessee Titans, $800,000 for that game. So the 49ers want to put some pressure on this situation, and they say, fine, you don't want to take our contract offer of 26, 27 million, whatever it is. Here, we facilitated a trade, but your 2 options are cold weather, snowy cities, and teams that in the past that you reportedly have not been interested in playing for. And through that, unless Brandon Aiyuk calls the 49ers bluff and decides to sign with the Patriots or the Cleveland Browns, through that, he can be incentivized to come back to the table and instead take the 49ers offer. So this could be a roundabout way of the 49ers trying to get what they think is best for them, and that's Brandon Aiyuk at a price that they have determined fits into their cap structure. And I think that we've seen a lot of indications of Brandon Aiyuk himself saying that he prefers to remain with the 49ers over the course of this offseason. It could be a win-win situation for both sides. It is a volatile situation. It is an unpredictable situation, and I'm headed down to the 49ers facility right now to hear from Kyle Shanahan and watch the 49ers practice. So we'll definitely have an update. In the meantime, as this stare down continues, look up Prisoner's Dilemma. Look up game theory. Cooperation is what can allow 2 parties to overcome the dangers of the prisoner's dilemma. So stay tuned. The drama is only building. We'll see if a trade is indeed executed or if the 49ers and Brandon Aiyuk can find Nash equilibrium.